Welcome to our presentation on GIS as a part of the Advanced Database System course here at the United International University. I am delighted to speak before you in behalf of Group 6, and our group members are myself, Zakaria. Rest of our members are Kashem, Shapram, Touhidul, Faruk, Mamun, Giashuddin, Chowdhury, Kaushik. Our goal is to fulfill this short project on GIS. If we analyze this requirement, we find three different things. First, we have to find a shapefile for a specific location. In our demonstration, we are going to demonstrate Gulshan 1 as our location, and we can see that how we can download shapefile for Gulshan 1 locations. And our Gulshan 1 shapefile will consist of these attributes, that is road networks, building, restaurants, and hospital. Then we will also demonstrate how PostGIS extension can be integrated with PostgreSQL, and later we will demonstrate how to import this shapefile into PostgreSQL. And finally, we'll demonstrate three different types of special queries for this presentation. So first, we will go for the shapefile. There are several ways to download shapefile. One of them is divagis.org, and there is another popular way by using QGIS software. It's a free software, and it is very much popular and accurate, and we can download any type of any length shapefile for this. We have to ensure to install two different plugins. First of all, we need to know how we can download our PostgreSQL. I am shortly brief on this. First, for example, for Windows, we have to click on these and then download the installer. Through installer, it is very much easy to install. For example, version 14 or 15, we can use for our required operating system. Okay, if we click here, we can get the installer, and by clicking and following the steps, we can easily download the PostgreSQL. But one interesting point is to have to follow. For PostGIS extension, we need the bundle PostGIS extension. It is also, we can demonstrate here shortly. For example, while we installing our PostgreSQL, we have to check on this stack builder. If we check on this, then it will allow us to install a special extension, that is PostGIS bundle, automatically installed with PostGIS. Our system is ready, and now we will demonstrate how we use the PostGIS in PostgreSQL. This is our extension. We simply can create any database. For example, test Gulshan. This is our database. Okay, our database is ready. This is our test Gulshan. One thing we should notice that there is no other extension regarding this PSQL, but we need PostGIS extension to use the PostGIS bundle. For this, we simply have to open query tool, and through this query, create extension PostGIS. Now we can see the magic. Okay, create extension. Extension is ready to use. And we can check that the PostGIS extension is available here. We also further check through the functions, because all the PostGIS features are available through the functions operators like this. There is 721 functions ready to use. So our database is ready. Now we will incorporate the shapefile into our database. For this, we have to use the PostGIS bundles installed with the PGadmin installation. Now we'll go through how we can import shapefile into our database. First, we need to open this username. For example, when we install PostgreSQL, we put some our root database, root username and password. This for my installation, it is the username. And demonstrate the recently created test Gulshan database. So test Gulshan is click OK. That is successfully connected. So our newly created database is ready to import step 5. For this, we have to click Add File, and we have to select our target locations, for example, downloads. And there are our files, points, rows, and queries feature. We can select each of 3. And now see that we have to input the SRID as 4326. As I earlier mentioned, this ID to use. Okay. Now, when I click import, it will automatically incorporate into our database system. Okay. Now we can check through this. That is the points table, rows, query table, and feature tables. That means our shapefile now turned into database tables files. We can also see all our database related info here. Okay, now we are going to demonstrate different types of SQL, including this range query, KNN query, and special joining. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm going to demonstrate different data for Gulshan database table. Okay, now when these files, here we have different tables like buildings, which is consist of different data like hotels, restaurants, hospitals, university, like that with their geom type. Geom is a special geometrical data type, and we can easily locate into geometric viewer through our geometric viewer. So here is our buildings table and some others table too, like points. You can see the points table also holds some data like pub, traffic signal, restaurant. And now we are going to demonstrate some joint queries. For example, I already made some joint query regarding this. Okay, one by one, query through. Okay, so here is the joint query. For example, this is our building tables, and there is another table points. I aliased it as hotel. So my target is to get all the hospitals which are located within the range of Bengal Inn. That means there is a hotel Bengal Inn, and my target is to detect all the hospital connected to Bengal Inn or situated within 10 meters of Bengal Inn. So here is our range query. Okay, now we can see 3 different hospitals are situated nearby within 10 meters of Bengal Inn. So we can see this graphical view by clicking on this. Okay, we can see that is United Hospital and others 2 hospitals within the range of Bengal Inn, and we can clearly see in the dark mode that this is 3 points, which is covering our target range query. Another range query is get all the hotels and restaurants from the points table that are within the range of Bengal Inn of 100 meters. So we can now get all the hotels and restaurants that are situated within 100 meters of Bengal Inn. So within 100 meters, we can see that 106 hotels and restaurants. See, all are hotels and restaurants situated within this area. So if we select some of these, as there are many hotels and restaurants, I can target 10. And if I click on this geometric view, then we can see these are all the hotels and restaurants that are situated within the 500 meters of Bengal Inn. So now we are going to demonstrate joint query. I already made 2 different joint queries. So one of these is get all the roads. There is a table full of roads, and another is points targeting hotel. I aliased it as hotel as I target. My target hotel name is Star Kebab, and my plan is to get all the roads that are exactly intersect Star Kebab locations. So I use ST intersect and all the roads that are intersect with hotels. So if I execute this query, we can see that road 14 is intersecting Star Kebab. So easily I can get this and street view that is like road 14 is exactly intersects the Star Kebab hotel. Another join query, that is table roads joined with points. I differently join 2 times the points table as one for hotels and one for restaurants. For example, I want to know all the roads that are connected to Bengal Inn to Button Rose Hotel, Bengal Inn Hotel to Button Rose Restaurant. And I use ST within for this. So first one is directly intersect. That means exactly pinpoint the hotel location areas. Now I'm going to know that within 10 meters, which roads are connected to Bengal Inn to Button Rose. So I can see that 753 roads are connected, including internal residential road. And if we click on this line, it looks like something like this. If I enable darker mode, I can see that all are connected to Bengal Inn to Button Rose Restaurant. And that is our join query. So our last and final query is KNN query. That means find the nearest locational value. For this, I also use join. From roads table, I join similar points table as for hotels and points table as for restaurant, as all hotels and restaurants are in points table. And this is as it is KNN query, my target is to get the first shortest fifth, that is limited by 5, fifth number of only 5 roads that are closely connected to Bengal Inn and Button Rose Road. If I execute this query, I can find that these 5 roads are nearest road of this navigate path. And we can see the darker mode of roads. These roads are closest enough of this our target Bengal Inn to Button Rose navigation path. And our last KNN query is get all the hospitals. Our target is to get all the hospitals that are closer to Bengal Inn Hotel. And we use this icon to get the closest hospitals, and we limit it by 5. So when we execute this query, we can see that only 3 hospitals are available, and they are the closest to Bengal Inn restaurants. So we can see these 3 hospitals are our target coverage area. So we can finally say that we are covering all the 3 target steps, that is how to get shapefile and how to modify shapefile with a popular software called GIS, and including our target attributes, that's the roads, building, restaurants, and hotels. And we also see how we can integrate PostGIS bundle to PostgreSQL, and how to import shapefile into PostgreSQL. And finally, we can see that how we can identify or how we can detect our target query based on PostGIS special database. That's all. Thank you very much.